Imagine what would happen if you left your front doors open all the time. You'd be unable to predict what came through it. You'd probably end up with a fair few unwanted callers, and they might take root and refuse to leave until you convince them that they had no right to be there. This could take some time if they were comfortable, leaving it all to you and expected a decent service to boot. Well, we're a triage team. Our front door is always open, and when it comes to legitimate safeguarding concerns, rightly so. However, I sometimes wonder who's safeguarding who, or what is being safeguarded. Is it people covering their own backs, following a directive just because it's there, looking for a magic bullet, an instant solution? Or could it be the case that we need to just change some beliefs, behaviours, expectations and perceptions in relation to the whole area? The sheer volume of inappropriate safeguarding referrals that clogged our system could have prevented us from getting to the people in need, the most vulnerable, the real safeguarding concerns. We sometimes take people's understanding of safeguarding for granted. After all, it's what we do every day. It's our job, our focus, our passion. We understand that referrers can get a little passionate about it too. It's a contested area, and we're looking at ways in which we can improve. But improvement and understanding is a two-way street. Sometimes I feel that I could just leave a recording of my voice saying, "Have a conversation," because on the vast majority of occasions, that's what is required before anything else can be done. We understand that the context of the situation is important and that referrers won't always have the amount of detail that our current systems require. But we cannot always have that conversation on your behalf. In fact, in many instances, referrer reluctance to have a conversation with the person they're concerned about is because they don't want to sully the relationship they have, when in actual fact, the opposite can be true. It's not my role. It's not my responsibility. We hear these voices quite a bit, often from professional colleagues across the health system. In other words, over to you, buck past, move on. It's not good enough, and we need to start having open conversations about why it isn't helpful and what we can do to change it. I'm also aware that a lot of providers still don't know or are unaware of our pathways, and that's something we need to address. However, the 5 to 5 on a Friday afternoon syndrome that seems to afflict many referrers has to be part of that conversation. We also recognise that all referrers think their issue should be prioritised. Clearly that can't happen. If everything is a priority, then there's no such thing as priority, which renders any attempt at triage redundant and becomes a first-come, first-served system. At times, I suppose we can all become process-bound, ritualistic even, and forget there's a person in that process, somewhere that we should all be prioritising. Maybe we all need to decenter a little and appreciate the other's perspective of the situation. Try to see it my way, have a conversation, then we'll try to see it both ways.